Navigating the AI gig economy, future-proofing your job. Are we all going to lose our jobs? A tsunami is coming. Not a wave of water, a wave of intelligence. It is already washing up on the beaches of our everyday work. If you freelance, consult, design, write, teach or create, listen, this isn't a prediction. It is a map. And maps can be learned. For some, that wave will feel like loss. For others, it will feel like liberation. The difference is not luck. It is strategy. Today, I will show you how to move from panic to practice, how to become irreplaceable in a world that wants to make you replaceable. The tsunami, what is arriving, and who it hits first. We call it the gig economy, the loose marketplace of short contracts, freelance gigs, on-demand labor. It has allowed independence, autonomy, and, frankly, survival for millions. Yet today, the instruments that once amplified your hustle are being taught to think. Content writing, basic graphic composition, data entry, transcription, these are the first shorelines. Machines can produce a clean article, a passable logo, a spreadsheet filled in. But notice the word I used, passable. AI's first gift is speed and sufficiency. Its second is standardization. Its danger is substitution. I know a woman, a brilliant copywriter, who once created sales pages that converted like hymns convert believers. She worked nights. She loved the craft. Then a client brought an algorithm into the workflow. The client said, "Give me a first draft in 30 seconds." The writer felt squeezed, not for her soul, for her rate. She pivoted. She learned to orchestrate the draft, prompts, tone, nuance, brand voice. 6 months later, she doubled her price and halved her time. The tool did not replace her. It exposed what was replaceable. She invested in the part that was not. This is what I mean when I say the wave exposes weak suiting and invites reforging. The new rules. From execution to orchestration, the old gig contract sold hours. The new gig sells judgment. You are no longer paid purely to perform a task. You are paid to design the task, to supervise the machine, to add the human signal that the algorithm cannot model. We move from doing to directing. Satya Nadella, empathy makes you a better innovator. Empathy is not a soft luxury, it is a competitive weapon. Machines predict patterns. People feel patterns. If you marry the two, you become a kind of bionic leader, fast, humane, strategic. A visual artist I taught started by creating logos by hand. When generative art arrived, she felt betrayed and exhilarated at once. She learned not to compete with the algorithm's speed. She learned to art direct it, feeding the tool with narratives, cultural references, and emotional temperature. She sold her new process as a premium service. The AI does drafts. She edits for meaning. If you want to practice, not panic, you must learn 3 intelligences. I call them the power matrix. First, AIQ, emotional ethical intelligence. Not merely charisma. The capacity to feel and to choose what is right with that feeling. Clients buy trust, machines cannot embody conscience. If you can hold emotional complexity, you become necessary. Second, AIQ, augmented intelligence quotient. This is practical literacy with tools, prompts, pipelines, model selection, prompt chaining. Many fear code, fewer learn to speak to models. Learning AIQ turns you from commodity to conductor. Third, SSQ, Social and AMP, Sustainable Strategy Quotient. This is the long game, building systems, communities, and revenue streams that don't evaporate when an app updates. A single gig is fragile. An ecosystem is durable. When I was sick, I learned to think in systems because survival demanded it. I treated my recovery like a portfolio: rituals, doctors, rest, small wins. The same logic applies to your work life. Protocols protect you. Practice grows into policy. If you want a practical map, start here. First, inventory your replaceability. Be merciless. Which tasks can an algorithm do tomorrow? Mark them red. Which tasks require your face, voice, and moral judgment? Mark them gold, then rebrand. Change the offer. Don't sell 10 blog posts. Sell a content strategy powered by AI with human emotional calibration and conversion optimization. Describe process, not output. Third, package your IP. Systems sell repeatedly. Turn your process into a template, a workshop, a playbook. I teach leaders to convert a private practice into a paid cohort. The same goes for freelancers. Your expertise becomes a product. Fourth, build an audience. Platform gives leverage. You do not beg for gigs. You attract them with authority. One live workshop, one steady newsletter, one short video every week. These generate trust. Ask for 50 service ideas based on your skill. Then, cross out the ones that sound like outputs and circle the ones that require judgment. That circle is your gold. These are not miracles. They are choices mapped deliberately. They are not about hustling more. They are about creating scaffolding that survives technology's evolution. Case studies, real people, real pivots. The writer who pivoted to strategy now charges 3 times per project and works 1/3 of the hours. The designer sells bespoke creative systems, not isolated images. The coach leverages AI diagnostics to scale personalized learning and builds a small recurring revenue engine. Gym data, preferred futures can be designed. Ethics, reputation, and the long game, there is a moral dimension. If you want to build influence, do not sell exploitation. The reputational cost of shady AI is instant and brutal. Think of platforms that used biased models and then paid in scandal. It costs more to be forgiven than to be ethical in the first place. Design with fairness. Ask, who loses when I scale? Build guardrails. The market, in time, will reward those who steward safety. If you do nothing else, do this for 30 days. Day 1. Write down your 3 most repeatable tasks. Day 2. For each task, ask one question: can AI do this? Day 7. Build one prompt that replicates 80% of your current task. Day 14. Create a paid microservice around your 20% of unique judgment. Day 21. Publish one short case study. Day 30. Launch a 1-hour paid workshop. This is not a hack. It is a redirect. It asks you to move from survival to design. The wave will not ask your permission. It will either carry you, or it will pass over you. But remember, waves also reveal shores. They remove the sediment of what was fragile and leave exposed what is forged. My invitation to you is simple: become an alchemist. Combine your deepest intelligence with machine speed your compassion with principles, your craft with systems. Subscribe to stay with us. Share with a friend, and if there is one thing that sounds good for you, like. Don't run from the future. Make the future work for you.